It's a little bit hard to see on camera just with how that shows up and you can't see 3 dimensions. But there's a water bar here on this section of the long trail which I've adopted. And backing up some, this trail, you can see kind of how the main section of the trail kind of continues straight, but up at this water bar, there's a little bit of a jog off to the side as people, been trying, because water bars are a little bit hard to walk over. So the hikers have made a kind of a roundabout path to kind of get around the main hump of the water bar. And certainly some of that's on water bar design to try to make it so it's easy to get over. But this is at the top of a quite significant stretch of somewhat gully trail. So it's really important that even though there are further water bars down there, that we make sure that the water gets off and stays off the trail in this location. So there's a rock I gathered last fall, and my dad and I, who are here doing this, are going to work on installing it in this location. Well, the first step of doing this is actually getting the water bar so that it works as a water bar before getting the rock in, so you know where the rock should go. And this one, it's important to get it done fairly well because we want to make sure water doesn't go back onto the trail. So it's actually going to be quite an excavation effort of getting the water well off the trail before we even start on the rock. Once I got this uncovered and we started thinking about digging, ended up realizing that this already was a rock water bar. It just had gotten covered with dirt, and so it still has the bones of a good water bar, and I don't need to dig up all those rocks and replace it. And that these were kind of the ends of the rock water bar, but even with that, people still were going around the end. So given that this rock is big and it's not worth it for us to move it to any other place that we want to build a water bar, we're going to put it in on the upper end of this water bar to kind of make that end solid. And even though the intention is not for people to continue walking over that area, we're still setting in a little bit so it has some solidness, partly just to avoid any water undermining it, but it's also just so that if people do step on it, it's not just loose and wobbly. The end result is got what looks like just a dirt water berm, but I know it's backed up by rocks and stuff. And then we've got that rock kind of further anchoring the uphill side to try to keep people off of it. And this new route over the old dirt berm where the water bar was originally built is straight, so hopefully people will start using it. And some brush to further reinforce that shouldn't be on the uphill side. Then on the downhill side, got a ditch going into kind of a natural little depression spot, work well as an infiltration basin with, if it does overflow, which I find doubtful, just with the forest and all that, it won't overflow on the trail because this berm already existing wasn't going that way, but reinforced it and then covered all the loose soil on the berm with leaves to prevent kind of a raindrop erosion of it and just kind of hide it from the view of hikers, make it look nicer while keeping the ditch open. Questionable if a few leaves would have been good in there, but generally you want to clear leaves from ditches so it feels weird to put them in there. I think this will work, and then on to the next one. With this pile of rocks that I collected last year, I'd seen this spot. It's kind of at the end of this long string of water bars and really kind of the last good place for a water bar before we get into, I mean, there's a couple more places that'd be good to have one, but just with the terrain of the trail and how it is, there's a kind of really kind of slick rock section where it's just down to rock and water bars. There are some water bars in there, but it's not the greatest section of trail. So trying to get one in here prior to that being, prior to get the water off before it gets into that area. So kind of using this existing rock as part of it, Trying to think a little bit like water of where's the easiest way to get off the trail. I have to dig a ditch into this hill and build up a berm down here and run off that direction is what we were looking at as kind of how we'd want to build this water bar. We've got this rock, kind of the big rock, which we're going to use as like the one rock in the trail. We're going to use some other rocks out of the trail and digging this hole using the cutter matic, which is good for cutting up roots, and then kind of trying to roughly match the hole to the bottom side of the rock. It's something that it takes a lot of skill, and I am nowhere near perfect at it or even particularly good at it. But one of the keys is that you actually want to dig out the center of the hole a bit deeper than the rock, and that's just kind of because while you might not get the sides of the hole perfect, if like that can like shift a little bit, and the soil is going to move around when you put the big rock in there. But you don't want the rock sitting on its center. You want to make sure that it's sitting on its edges when it sets in there, because that's going to allow it to. That's just going to allow it, like, it's less wobbly if it's all supported by its edges and not in the center. So see how this works when flipping in. And trying to lock it in a little bit to this other existing rock. It definitely needs some help. Just trying to, looking at where it, sometimes you can see, I think that's about where, but I think this side needs to get dug down some more. And you'll see, flipping this back over, a little bit hard because I moved it around, but you can see where it was touching, and compacting the soil can give you a hint of what needs to be removed. After that digging out, got it in, and it's pretty solid. Do a little bit of a wiggle test, which is two purposes. One, want to make sure it's not too unstable, and also tells you where you need to really focus on compacting some soil in. Ideally, it would be perfectly set, but that is rarely, if ever, possible, particularly with these small rocks. Sometimes when you get to really big rocks that need like 4 rock bars to move, which those size rocks just don't exist here, and there's only 2 of us, so it wouldn't be possible. You can get them so that they really solidly set, but these smaller ones are always going to move a little bit. But it's just setting in and then bringing material around it to like hold it into place. And we're going to leave a little bit of material on this to help kind of lead up to it. Dig some out from where the rock bar is going to be, or the water bar is going to be, and push that in and just compact it first, either by foot and then with the tool, and you can do a little bit of compacting with either a specialized compactor tool, which we didn't bring along, back of a shovel handle, can kind of further that force that you can apply while not being too much force. And then kind of the back of the rock bar would be the final level of compaction if you want to go that far, which rarely feels worth it, maybe just in a couple places, because this requires a lot of buildup and work because it's such a small area. Got the rest of the rocks placed. These are kind of not at all intended for people to walk on. It's just because the water could kind of get back onto the trail from there. There isn't a natural berm. So we're building a berm that will hopefully be very solid. Don't really have any experience placing rocks vertically, but it seemed like the right thing to do with the rocks that I had in this area. And then kind of with this walking down, this is kind of anchoring the top of the trail, just really placed there. This is like, these 2 are the main walking rocks. This one is a potential walking rock. but not super well placed. And I don't think people would be doing that because there's kind of it's not on what I think the desired path is. So just getting the rocks in, and then now our goal is building a big ditch. Got the water bar finished. Looks really messy with kind of dirt on everything at this point, because it's just, we're moving a lot of dirt around, and with kind of, if doing it kind of, a good rainstorm will wash a lot of that out, and you'll see the rock there and the other rock here probably. But it was just getting a good ditch on the uphill side to collect the water, because kind of the point of the rock water bar is not to have the water running up against the rocks. The rocks are just there as a like supporting, holding the structure. The water itself should just kind of run above them. And so getting a good berm down here to prevent water from running down this way. I think it's pretty good. Kind of one of the real things I try to do with water bars is make it so that it's relatively easy to walk up and over them from both directions. The downhill one as well, because will keep people in the water bar and not off to the sides. I think in this case there's going to be very little, just because of the natural kind of debris that already existed of going off to the side. But building a good berm on the downhill side, we built that up a decent amount with as minerally soil as we could get out of here in the trail. We didn't go like dig a borrow pit to find mineral soil, but with just the stuff we were digging from there, we were trying to use the mineral soil, both packing around the rocks and in the trail, because mineral soil will have, this isn't super great, but it'll have less organics in it, and the organics will decompose and like reduce in volume, which isn't great if you're trying to keep things compact, but also they'll be like squishier and like absorb more moisture. This water bar up here, I think, has kind of, there's a good rock to kind of be part of that structure and hold it in, but because that rock is relatively high, requires a big kind of step over. People have chosen to go not entirely around it, but a little bit around it, and this one I don't think there's really a great solution for, other than maybe extending the water bar up a bit, because that's really a substantially high rock to step over potentially. This water bar, which we did some work on, didn't think it was in decent shape to begin with, didn't think to show it beforehand. There's this low rock down here which barely kind of has any need to step over it. It's just kind of naturally, there's a nice gradual hump on the downhill side, and so people were continuing straight over it because it was easy to walk over. And we did some work and dug it out a little bit, so did a little bit of brushing on the uphill side to keep people in the trail rather than walking around it. And I think a lot of that reason to walk around is nobody's actually actively thinking of where they're going, so you're trying to add cues that just make them want to go where you want them to go. You're hoping that they never notice where they're going. It's just you want to give some subtle clues. And yeah, this is a pretty big ditch, not huge, massive, but on the larger side. And part of that is we were coming today doing heavy trail work, which was carrying a tool in each hand, so we couldn't do any work while carrying tools. We had to set something down to do any work, and also generally setting down our backpacks when we were doing any work as well. And part of just the type of trail work we were doing, what I call kind of heavy trail work as opposed to the light trail work, which I was doing for most of the series. But also because I'm moving on to adopting a different section of the long trail after this, and so I'm not going to be here to maintain these annually. The next adopter of this section may well do a great job and keep them well maintained, but based on observing other sections of the long trail, that's not always the case. So I wanted to finish off the kind of work I started with the gathering the rocks. I wanted to make sure I did that before I kind of gave up my adoption on this section of the trail. But also, while we were here, we wanted to do a lot more work and just make sure this area was, well, as I kind of call it, a little bit bomb-proof, so that it is good for hopefully the next 5 years, maybe, I don't know, with minimal maintenance, and a lot longer with even some good maintenance, and hand it off well, even though there are other sections of this trail which, well, I think I in general improved this trail. There's maybe a few sections which got worse over my time adopting it, and I'm happy I had a good time here. There's other sections of this trail which could use improvement more than this section, but this is what is easy to do from the trail, which is probably why it's in such a good shape to begin with. But happy to get onto the next trail, which, from what I've been told, needs a lot more work. It is not in as good of condition as this.